It's my legal disclaimer. I'm not a lawyer, but I played one on the internet before successfully. So this is always for you to remember when I'm going through my talk and I see something, you see something really bad, or I say something really horrible, or do something really horrible, and you're like, Jason, that's atrocious. Why would you do that? Remember the kittens. I'm adorable. Okay. I'm not going to try to steal from you, kill you, or ruin you financially unless you pay me first. There's always a contract. So when we get to those points, just remember the kittens. And I also want to apologize because, I'm American, and so that means I only speak one language, and I'm from Texas. I don't speak it very well, but I make up for it. I speak it very loud and fast. So, and that's good because I'm already going to run late. So, sorry. Not sorry. This is a talk, perceptions from a blue tractor to a blue and black dress. Me have any other kind of subtle messages? No, I wouldn't do that. It's like, but I would like to say the reason why I'm using this, because I was so inspired by seeing, because this is what it's all about. My talk is about human perception, how we perceive one thing, but then if you put it into another context, it's like, oh, that could be dangerous for someone, because you look at these adorable little blue tractors, It's like, that looks like they should be on Thomas the Tank Engine with like little smiley faces on them and stuff, they look adorable. Who knew there were such great anti-tank weapons? It's like, it was just in a different context, it's like, oh, this looks all adorable. It's like, oh, it may not be, right? So, and that's what I am. It's like, oh, look, he's so adorable. Wait, he just stole all our laptops. That's bad. It's like, so that's the reason why that's the theme. But I got flack for that. It's like, for some reason, it's like some people were not very happy with my message that I was giving out and wearing the shirt that I wear. Oh, this shirt that I'm wearing. And I had some Russian friends, and it's like, and they're still my friends, it's like that were very upset thinking that I was trying to attack Russia. And I'm like, I'm not trying to attack Russia. It's like, I'm attacking the horrible invasion by Putin and stuff, who's hurting his own people as well as the Ukrainians. It's like he's just doing all kinds of damage. That is who I have a problem with. And I've not only had problems with just Putin, it's like, no. Look at this one. It's like in 2003, I was against the Iraq invasion before it was cool. It's like, yes, it was a horrible thing. It's like, and I love this picture because you see the shoe. In our culture, the shoe it's just do it. It's Nikes, it's like the tennies. But in a lot of Middle Eastern cultures, it's like a shoe is very insulting if you show the sole of your shoe. It's like if you're throwing the shoe or hitting something that you don't like with the shoe, it's very insulting. It's like, you got to give it to President George W. Bush there, because he dodged that shoe like he dodged the responsibility of killing all the Iraqis for oil. So, good on him. It's like, so yeah, I will speak my mind, trust me, on any kind of issue. It's not trying to be political, it's about what's right. It's like with in the 1970s, women in the United States trying to fight for their rights to exist without everybody trying to regulate what their bodies do or how they do it and everything else. And one of the symbols they used was the bra, and they didn't burn the bra. That was a myth. It's like what they did was they just threw them in the trash can, along with brooms and other items that were like, this is what a woman's supposed to do. And they're like, I don't think so, this is what we're supposed to do. Luckily, the United States we've evolved past that, and we've done so much, oh wait, hold on, no we haven't, we're still screwed. Sorry, my bad. It's like, and it goes on further, it's like when you look at what's going on in Iran, it's like, in the protests that are going on in there, and it's like, and you see people cutting their hair, that's very symbolic. Ever since the poem of Shannara, it's like that the Iranian people have used, and that was like from 100 CE, I believe, the Iranian people have used cutting their hair as a symbol of girding for a fight or protesting. And it's like, and so that is the reason why people are cutting their hair so much in protest right now in Iran. It's like, so yeah, a lot of these things may not personally affect me, but that doesn't mean it's less wrong. And it doesn't mean we shouldn't say something or talk about it. So that's the reason why I had that theme. So I'm not trying to create a message and say this other group is bad. I'm just saying the current situation that we're dealing with is wrong. So I got that out of the way. Now we can go to the most boring slide. I don't like talking about myself. I like riding motorcycles. I've been on television to correcting reporters. It looks like I'm screaming at people on stage, which I will be screaming at you later, so you'll understand. I like doing weird things in weird places, and I've robbed a bank in National Geographic. We'll get more to that. More importantly, I love playing No Man's Sky. Still a great game. It's like if you haven't played No Man's Sky yet, you should. It's like Minecraft for old nerds. It's awesome. So I played too much time on that. I'm done with that. And now, this is the worst saying in information security. Humans are the weakest link. Goodbye. You know, it's always stupid user clicked on a link. Stupid user went to a website. Never stupid information security didn't properly teach their users. It's like if we actually invested in our users, like we invest in technology, we would not be having the problems that we have. If we invested in technology the way we invested in our users, you'd have one snort deployment with the default rules going on and a PIX firewall with a allow all and no logging ASA firewall out there on the on your perimeter going, we're done, we're protected. And then wondering why you're getting breached. We're not investing in trying to educate our users properly. It should not be getting more technology, to protect the users. It should be teaching your users how to protect the technology and then using the technology as a safety net for when they do make a mistake. You're trying to create this, big, our defenses is like this big wall. We're going to build a wall, and we're going to, make the APTs pay for it. Walls don't work. We've come to know that, right? It's like because once that wall is breached, you're screwed. So why don't you start doing better about getting response? How quickly can you detect and respond to a breach? How many people are actually looking and know what the indicators are of something not going right and know who to talk to? That's what we have to work on. Because, whoa, that was quick. Spoiler alert. It's like, so this is another thing that I really love about information security. It's like our acronyms, because we're not tired of those at all. But my favorite one of all time is APT. You know what APT stands for, right? Well, the CEO wants you to believe the APT stands for Advanced Persistent Threat. Goosebumps, right? It's like, it's like scary. It's like, no. That's what the CEOs tell the public and the shareholders when they get popped by an email. It's like, in honesty, it's like in actuality, it's like it's adequate phishing technique, APT. That is what usually it is. It's like you look through mostly every single breach that you've come across, Target, Sony, it's like SolarWinds. It's like, what did it start off with? An email. Maybe we should be fixing how people are doing the little clickety-clickies than just, worried about all the advanced persistent stuff happening. RSA 2011, what was that? Is the security company? Oh, email. Yes, again, that was bad. So I'm just bad. I'm not trying to be APT. I'm just basic, adorable destruction. I'm just coming in and trying to F you up. It's like, I don't care if you're PCI compliant. I don't care about your Sarbanes-Oxley, Graham-Booth, any other old white dude. I don't care about any of that stuff. I'm just there to be the worst possible thing that ever happened to you on the worst possible time in the worst possible way. I'm great at parties, okay? It's like, but that's what I do. It's like, so I'm trying to do that. So let me give you an example of how I like to be bad. And it's like, because it's not advanced rocket scientists here, people. It involves one of the most advanced hacking tools ever known to man. It's called Google. And you may not realize this about me, but I'm very petty sometimes. I can't help it. When I was first starting out in 2000, getting in information security, I tried to get a job with E&Y, and I passed through all their interviews, but I didn't have a college degree. It's like, because I was a high school dropout. It's like whatever. They didn't let me. They didn't fire. They didn't hire me. So I don't hold a grudge or anything. But we're going to attack E&Y today, okay? Because if there's anybody from E&Y, it's like don't bother raising your hand. I don't care. It's like so we're going to go after E&Y, and it's like we're going to see what we can do to try to rob E&Y. And we're talking about physical compromise, so let's try to find a location for E&Y. Here's some of their global information. Here's their profiles, but I'm not trying to get them from online. I want to go in person, right? So this is the New York office of E&Y. I had to go there for a training class once, and once again I said I'm petty. So I'm going to attack them. So we're going to go after their building, because I want to break into their building. But one problem is people think that because E&Y owns the building, and look at that, they got that huge, nice E&Y sign. It's like you see it in New York Times Square. It's like, when the New Year's Day. It's like, you gotta love that, E&Y sign. They don't run the building. You see Tony Stark's name on the building. It's like, he doesn't collect the rent from the Starbucks down there. It's like he doesn't, make sure the maintenance crew is doing their job. He doesn't operate the building. Well, he doesn't operate anything now because he's passed, moment for, miss you, Tony. But it's like, but no, it's like the whole point is that he doesn't run the building. It's just his name on it. There's a building management company that runs the building. And no matter how secure E&Y is, this building management company doesn't care. Their job is to rent space. Their job is to fill up office space to make money so they can afford the maintenance and all the other places and in the lights so the little lights are shining and stuff, right? So they are going to give potential clients a lot of really good information. But on one side, well, that's very helpful information, and that looks very harmless and adorable. Thank you for all this information. But when you take it from a different context, that's not good. Because, thank you. Without even having to go there, I can find out where their employees are most likely going to be eating. It's like I can tell, because, let's face it, you're a good employee. You're not going to, drive through traffic or try to take the subway down to Canal or something like that to get a good pizza or some good Chinese food. No, you're going to just go to one of these places because it only takes like 5 or 10 minutes, and you're a hardworking employee. You don't want to be too far from headquarters, right? Thank you. Now I know where to find, places where I can probably do some good badges or send out coupons to employees for coupons for employees in the area. Hotels. Thank you. That is where your executives and people from out of town are going to be staying. So they're right next to headquarters. It's like that's where I start planning some of my devices and compromising those networks. Because trust me, there ain't nothing easier to break into than in a hotel. Okay, take it from a guy who's robbed several barefoot and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle pajama bottoms. It's like, so yes. And then you got office neighbors, which I don't really care about. So here we go. But what else do they have on this website, you ask? No one asked, but we're going to pretend you did. It's like, here we go. Blueprints. Really? Do you know how many bank robbers are like, it's that easy? It's just online? Yes. I got building brochures and floor plans at my disposal. That's awesome. And I love this because they highlight where they want you to look. It's like a classic misdirection. Look at the blue. I didn't filter those. It was blue and yellow already, okay? It wasn't part of the theme. But it's like, it worked out well. But there's the blue. There's the yellow. Pay attention to that. And I'm like, no effing way. That's like, do you see what that is? That's like the lobby floor plan. There's like security guards right there looking mean and scary looking and stuff. They're going to question me. I don't want to go through those places. It's like, who wants to do that? Especially when you got this grayed out area that shows where the loading dock is, where the freight elevator is, where the mailroom is, where the corridors are, and how to enter them. That's what I'm interested in. You know why? Because it's a lot easier to break into a building. I went to one building where it's like the guy said, no one's ever succeeded. I had the shoe shine guy show me where the freight elevator was in the loading dock area, and the guy found me at his desk. It's like a little bit later. It was awesome. It's like, but here we go. And once I get up, look what I've got. I know exactly where the conference rooms are, where the main executive offices are, but more importantly, I know where I'm going to be walking out and where the electrical closets are, because you got these little dark gray areas and stuff. You know, it's like they're hard to see, which is horrible, right? Because it's like you might actually have to take a moment. It's like, but yeah, once again, it's like, look at all these sections. Don't pay attention to the darkness. That doesn't exist for you. That's in the shadows for a reason, right? So it's like, so I love that part. Why is that important? Because once you're inside the building, and trust me, I usually get inside the building, I want to be able to act like I know where I'm going, okay? Trust me, when you see me in real life day to day, I have no idea where I'm going or what I'm doing, okay? But when I'm on the engagement, when you're paying me, I have to look it, right? It's like I have to leave. So when I get stopped, it's like someone says, what are you doing here? And I'm going down to over here by the conference room, in conference room to the right and stuff, we go to the electrical closet. It's like we're doing an inspection. Oh, okay. Because you know why? Because right there by the conference room down to the right, there's an electrical closet there. How would I not know that if I wasn't supposed to be there? It's like, obviously I couldn't have gotten the blueprints from online. That's just crazy. And remember we were talking about that dark shaded area? Don't worry. This company is trying to sell you stuff. They eventually ungrade out for you. So you know exactly where the freight elevator is, where the mailroom's going to be, and you know exactly where you're going to be coming out when you walk out the door. And the one thing you also got to remember about freight elevators, they're locked and secured. So you can't just walk into a suite from the freight elevator. You're going to have to at least hold on to your phone for about 5 to 10 minutes. One time it took 15 minutes on the phone like you're talking to somebody till another employee comes through the freight elevator and you go and say, oh, no, don't worry, coming from the office. It's like someone's here, they'll let me in. I appreciate it, thanks. And then you just walk in behind them. Or even better yet, you listen very closely. All the sensors on the inside, they're made to activate and unlock the door from the inside when someone walks by. And so you just listen. Click, oh, good. And you open the door and go in. So that was hard. And one of the other things I love about it is like, wow, Jayson, that looks like a lot of, I did this in less than 30 minutes. It's like, this was not hard, okay? It's like, I was not in my basement, you know, on my computers. Who has a basement computer lab? It's like, because I want one, I hate that stereotypical like hackers in a basement and stuff, you know, because I want a basement. I live in Texas. We don't have those. Those would be so effing awesome. It's like I would be the first one in there, like, and it would be called my lair. Don't judge me. It's like, but it's like, yes, I would love one of those, but no. It's like I had to use this device at a Panera Bread having pizza and Diet Pepsi when I was robbing E&Y. It's like, and you look at that little gaming device, and it's like, what I love about it is that's an old picture, because my new gaming device, thanks to my boss at Truesec, is way more advanced, because it looks just like a Switch device that has 32 gigs of RAM, 2 terabyte of hard drive, and an AMD Ryzen processor, and can still pwn mostly any networks that it comes across, and it plays amazing graphics on video games. Though, don't tell my CEO I said that. It's like, okay, it's because it's a pen testing tool. It's like, man, No Man's Sky, butter, okay? It's like, so it's really good. But it's like, so, but yeah, because why did I put it here? Because I'm also in your lobby doing the same thing. Because most of your lobbies have a Starbucks or a cafe. So I can watch the traffic and see what the guards look like, what the people are wearing, so I can sort of blend in better when I do go in there from recon to actually go in to try to break in. It's like, and I can do all that recon while I'm having some hot chocolate at Starbucks. I don't like coffee, so it's like, you know, it's like, so I'm just doing all that right there. It's like, so that's not a good thing, but it's very easy. But sometimes I'm also going through social media. It's like, because I want to find out more information. I love the fact that Ernst & Young, no, I ain't finished dragging them. It's like, I love the fact that Ernst & Young actually has their location tagged on Instagram, so you can look instantly at their location and see who's posted from those headquarters. And I've seen pictures of internal offices. It's like the insides of places, like people's computers. It's just amazing. And also we've got different people and stuff. You know, it's like the employees are tagging them. And I mean, okay, understand, I'm not heartless, okay? It's like, I'm not going to attack this guy. He's adorable, okay? It's like, there's no way I'm going to go after him.
this guy looks sketchy AF. Him I'm going after. I'd definitely go after him, okay? It's like, not only would I go after him, I would look at all the people that are commenting on both posts, and they'd probably be potential targets too, okay? It's like, so I would do that. Once again on the Instagram, it's like, I love how people always talk about, like, you have to, once you broke it into a company, it's like into the network, it's like you have to make sure you do a scan on the network so you can fingerprint the devices and stuff, and know what kind of devices are running. It's like what kind of operating systems they're running. It's like what kind of equipment they're using. It's like, so you understand exactly how you can do haven't you heard of LinkedIn? Look at the job posting on their sites. They'll tell you exactly what equipment they're using, what operating systems they're using, what programs they're using. And it's like, and if they're not having the jobs open right then, look for the current employees and look what they're being endorsed on and what their strengths are, because then that's what they're using. It's like, or you can just go on social media and actually see for yourself. It's like they're using mobile iPhone devices and they're using HP and some Lenovo laptops. Oh, Lenovo laptops, those are nice. Nothing you can do with those, right? It's like, oh, sorry, hashtag too soon. It's like, but yeah, it's like there's a lot of nice little things that you can get out there just from the social media pictures. And if you want to know why security people drink, just Google hashtag new badge. It's like on Instagram or Twitter, it makes you sad. It's like, because it still works. It's like, I actually used that to break into a company once. It took me 15 minutes to get a new badge for an employee. And I also love the fact that they have the keys there that actually showing you how to make a key. That's awesome. It's like the whole, Department of Homeland Security. I know, hilarious, stop laughing. It's like they literally actually, in one of their magazine articles, showed the picture of all the TSA keys. It's like, and you're like, well, why is that bad? I now have a copy of all the TSA keys, 3D printed. You don't want me with anything saying that Jason's got the keys to should make you feel afraid, okay? And it's like in the TSA's response, Department of Homeland Security, the same people that want all the keys to all your digital devices, were like, well, those locks weren't really meant for protection. It's like we wouldn't really mean to, like, and I'm like, thanks, that's very reassuring. It's like, so just remember that the next time you hear them trying to ask for more encryption keys. But yeah, that's the problem with having keys in social media, because you know what else you can have in your hands very quickly, especially if you're on Amazon Prime, the Badgie 100. The only way this thing can be cooler if it was called the Badgie 3000. The only way this could be cooler. Literally, for under $700, it's like, which is probably, $20 euro. I don't know what the conversion rate is. But still, under $700, it's like, in US dollars, you can get a badge maker. So you see the picture on the thing, you print it out, edit it in Photoshop, it's like boom. It's like, trust me, we're all on Twitter, we know how to use Photoshop, right? It's like, and then you print it up and you print your own copy of the badge. How easy is that? And I love some of the naysayers that always go like, Jayson, but it doesn't have an RFID chip. How are you going to get in without an RFID? And I'm like, I've got a Proxmark cloner. It's like I've got the I got the Boss cloner. I got all the. I've never used them to break in. That requires, talent and skill and technical stuff. I don't have time for that. I literally walk up to the door knowing I don't have an RFID chip in the badge I just printed, and I go up to the reader and I'm, hello, I got a meeting in 5 minutes. Can you please open the door? It's like, hello, white guy in a suit. What's the use of having male privilege? It's like white male privilege if you can't say how bad it is, right? It's like, come on, open the door. And they usually open the door for me. It's like, so who needs the, RFID chips? So I got a question for you. Do you think where you work is more secure for infiltration and compromise than a bank which understands and is aware that people will try to rob it? I have told a lot of retelling of some of my adventures and exploits over the years. And one of the things that I always find hard to believe, okay, is that stuff is true. Like legit. I mean, I don't believe half the stuff that's happened to me. And I was there for it. It's like, but I did get it on film. This time I did. So, and I've gotten a lot of flack from a lot of people. A lot of my haters and a lot of my detractors love to talk about how I'm not technical or I don't really do a lot of advanced tech. And I'm like, yeah, you're perfectly, yeah. You make some very good points. It's like, I'm not technical. It's like, I'm not someone that's going to, I don't know how to program. I literally, my youngest child, we did the Python for kids. It's like using Minecraft. They did better. I wasn't even that great at Minecraft. So yeah. No, I'm not a good programmer. I'm still a hacker. I still belong here. So let's watch a video of me robbing a bank. And let's see how my non-technical self, how long it takes me to get in from the front door of the bank to compromising the first machine. And please understand, the bank is not really open at this moment. It's like they're in a lunch break time, and I still walk in when I shouldn't because the sensor opened up. So let's go to the next one, and let's watch to see how long it takes. Let's do the whole, maybe if I just do that. There we go. Here we go. I love her. She's amazing because she knows I'm sketchy AF. Look at the look on her face. She knows I don't belong there. She did everything correct except for one little mistake. She did everything correct. Oh, and by the way, if you're counting, it's 15 seconds from walking to the front door to compromising the first machine is how long it takes me, 15 seconds. In 20 seconds, the payload is already deploying. Payload deployed. Closing it out. Unplugging it in under 30 seconds. Compromised the first machine. That was technical. And then here she comes over doing another thing. She stops me and questions me. I immediately start off on the offensive like, bonjour, I'm supposed to be here. I'm doing the USB audit. You ask, Jayson, what's a USB audit? I have no effing idea, but I do a lot of them. It's like, and instead of trying to be defensive, I'm being in assertive mode. Like, I'm here. Didn't headquarters call you? It's like, I'm here to try to do that. You're supposed to. And then she did the right thing. She said, can you talk to the manager? I was like, sure, no problem. Let's go talk to the manager. But here's the problem right here. She expected me to be honest. She says, pardon. She gets the manager's attention, and I dismiss her. I go, I'll stand by. She's like, oh, you look honest. Okay, I'll believe you. And she leaves. So I go straight into him, and I take the passive role. It's like, oh, here, I'm doing the USB audit. And he thinks that she vetted me. She thinks he's going to vet me. No one vetted me, and now I'm compromising the manager's computer. That's awkward. It's like, thank you. It's like, and he asked me what I was doing, and I was like, I'm trying to make the network faster. I'm like, you tell anybody. They could be on a T1 line directly to their desktop. You tell them you're making the network faster, or if you ask them, is the network running slow? Yeah. I think it is. I'm here to make it fast. What do you need? Me, I need access to the data center. Can you get me that? That's my trusted agent. He's like too close to me, and I'm trying to get him far away because it's like I'm not trying to rob the people. It's an educational experience, and I don't want to get, eventually I try to get caught at some point. Sometimes it doesn't happen like this one. Spoiler alert. And this is unedited video, so sorry for the butt cam. But I didn't want you to think that I cut and spliced it or tried to make it look cooler than it was. It's like this is literally the whole thing as it happens. So we're walking up to the data center. It's a long walk. There we go. Enters the code, which I'm sure I didn't copy down. And he lets me in. And this is, I just want to see if he'd let me alone in his data center. I'll be down there in a second. You can go to the teller. It's like to go to the teller. And then I dismiss him. And then you're not hearing the audio, so you don't hear my sigh of like sadness, like, because I want them to win. If you're red team and you're not rooting for the blue team, you suck. The only reason why the red team exists is to make the blue team better. And it's like, so, but then I also realized, wait, he's my golden ticket, and that girl was on point. She may go talk to him. So I got to catch up with that guy real quick. You're staying close to me. You're my golden ticket, it's like, you don't go anywhere. So now we're going behind the teller line. Do you know how many bank robbers and ski masks and shotguns are going, that easy? And compromising machine. This was nice. And I just decided halfway through this, I was like, I wonder if I could get 100% of all the machines in this engagement. Just, for the lulz. And then look at this rude I was so upset. How rude. He locked his workstation when he left. I can't rob him like that. But it's okay. It's okay. Don't. I know I was a little mad. I get hot-headed, but the manager got the employee to come over and unlock his workstation for me. Whew, that was a close one. So I'm limited with my French. I'm sorry. It's like trying to be funny. I know enough French to get the French pissed off about me speaking French for them to switch to English. That's about as much as the French that I know. And now we're going to the vault. This is where the real money is, not the big shiny thing. This is the vault. And this is the most powerful employee in the bank right now. You know why? She's the one doing the wire transfers. So I'm now on the computer that responds to the wire transfers for millions of dollars, $100,000, all that. Oh, she's in the middle of doing a wire transfer right now. That's not awkward. And, there it was right there. It's like, my bad. And, code executed. There we go. And I am like reeling at this time because now I've gotten mostly all the machines. And but then I remembered something as I'm walking out. And I think we've already covered it. I'm very petty. And I wanted to get 100%. So, of course, I needed to go after the one more person. I didn't get her machine. So with the manager behind me, I go back to the one employee that did everything correct, and I compromised her machine too. Remember the kittens, okay? It's like I'm being paid to be a bad guy right now. So I then compromised that machine. And I want you to think, we've been like joking, laughing, but understand one important thing. It's like this could have been anybody. This was not just because of them or location. It's human nature is what I was attacking. It's like we have to be understanding that. It's like, and I left, and it's like, and I hold on, we got to finish with this one part here, like, because this is honestly what I said. How did that just happen? I was just as surprised as anybody else, okay? But we understand when we talk about this and you see these, it's like, it's very easy to go and say, I can't believe they fell for that. But you would fall for it too, okay? A lot of these ways that I do this, it's like I have robbed all over the world, different cultures, different people, different industries, from banks to hotels to research facilities to government installations. It's like sometimes with permission. It's like all those places. It's like I have gone after. Now let's watch one more video, because we're going to just see how it just takes one thing, because before it was just the ladies letting me stand there. Now I'm going to use something that's an inanimate object to commit this crime. See the lady behind me there, me walking in from the public space, and then I go around after a moment and I walk straight into the teller line. Yeah, I'm supposed to be here. I look legit. Look at that suit, man. That's a nice shiny jacket right there. I obviously, am supposed to be here. I go to the last machine on the line that is unplugged and not even attached to a monitor and no power, and I start the process. Why? Because I want to establish the pattern. Then I can go to the next one. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm doing my USB audit again. You know those old USB audits. They're not going to audit themselves. Now, this other lady, I could tell by her body language, she ain't having me. She's like in the middle of doing something really work-related. So I do bank robbing 101, spin in the chair until they're ready. It's like, and she's like, I have a lot of work. I said, I know you do, and I'm just gonna take one moment to rob you. Just give me a second. It's like, she was so pissed at me. She didn't get any happier after she found out that what I was doing for real. It's like, but yeah. And then I walk out, and now I'm coming from the teller, the private area again, and I compromised the lady that was right behind me on the phone because I'm not coming from the public area. Do you know what made this possible? That column is the only reason why I got away with that. If I would have walked in straight from the public area and walked into the teller line, those tellers would be like, what the are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here. Because they would have seen me coming from the outside. But they didn't see me coming, they saw me coming from the outside, but then they saw me turn and go this way out of their sight where this lady was on her phone. So therefore, in their mind, just human nature, you're thinking, oh, they must have been, talking to him. He must have been talking to them. He must have gotten clearance, and now he's coming from a private direction. He's legit. It's like, spoiler alert, I'm never legit. It's like, and I also don't quit. But there we go. So that's the way you attack. So after seeing this, you sure hope that your company is protected, but you probably know, unfortunately, your company would not fare much better. So we don't look at these examples as something to mock or make fun of. We look at these examples to learn from because your company could probably very well be susceptible to this stuff as well. It's like, and these are things that you have to look out for. Because it all breaks down. I'm not going after technology or O-days to get in, It's like I'm attacking your people using the perceptions and expectations against them. It's like human perceptions are different. One of the best things about me being on the spectrum is the fact that it's like I had to learn how human nature works because normal people frighten the out of me, okay? It's like, and so I've learned to study human nature and figure out what's going on. And humans are weird. It's like, in the way they react, it's like if I can perceive that I am safe, it's like then I will allow myself to accept more risk. It's like, so if you're out in the lobby or you go into the parking lot, you're very aware of your surroundings. It's like, but if you're sitting at your desk, you perceive that you're in a safe, secured environment because you had to go through security to get in there. You had to get, it's like the TSA. That's the reason why the TSA is such a joke. It's like, oh my gosh, it's like, look how horrible this is. It's so uncomfortable to go through this whole process, right? I take so much technology that is so bad. It's like, but I don't take 4 ounces of toothpaste, so we must be secure. Okay, and that's the way that works. It's like it's that perception that once we've had to go through this process, we're better off. So sorry to drag the TSA too much, but I don't care. So let's go over perception more. It's like, look at these two pictures. I took these two pictures one day apart. Less than 24 hours apart, I took these two pictures. Watch the most remarkable thing about them. One is day one, I've got my goatee, hair ungelled, wearing your company's computer guy shirt because I'm funny and I come with warning labels, and I got a couple of hidden devices in it. The next day, I'm wearing a nice dress shirt, different watch, and got my hair gelled, looking all nice and on fleek. And it's like, I know people don't use that word anymore, but I'm bringing it back. But what's the most important part? It's snowing outside. It's effing cold. I'm from Texas. I am freezing my butt off right now. Why don't I have a jacket? Why am I not wearing a jacket? I know your first response is, well, Jayson, you're crazy. And I can't argue with that, okay? That's true. But still, why am I not wearing a jacket? Because once I break into your facility, and spoiler alert, I broke into that facility, I'm now walking through their office with no jacket on. So what does that mean? that means I must have already put my jacket in the office or in the conference room. I've already been there for a while, and I had taken my jacket off already. If I would have showed up in a parka or a big, which I wanted, or at least a big jacket, and walking around trying to act like I'm supposed to be there, they're like, why do you still have a jacket on? Did you just come from outside? But no, I didn't come from outside. I couldn't have. It's like I don't have my jacket on with me. What kind of crazy person doesn't wear a jacket in this weather? It's like, well, besides me. So that's what it is. It's just that simple perception. And I use different perceptions. Oh, we're late. I'm running. Oh my gosh, she wants me off the stage. Okay, so I got 3 different kinds of attack sectors. I've got the OMG, the passive, and the assertive role. It's like, in each one of those, I was actually conducting attack. Yes, I taped a computer to a piece of cardboard, and no one gave me money anyway, so they deserved what they got, okay? It's like, so the assertive role is layer 2. It's like where it's like I'm doing an audit. It's like I'm trying to be assertive. I'm not trying to be rude, but I'm trying to be like, I need to get this done. I need you to help me because I'm actually helping you. And I'm taking time out of my day to get this stuff done. You need to do it. I'm usually wearing this nice suit, like my business suit of doom, which is really cool because it's got pockets. I'm sorry, ladies. It's like, I know it's got pockets and I'm rubbing that in, but it's like, I don't know why Western culture, women can have pockets and men can't wear purses because it's like, I love my purse, but still, that's besides the point. The sleeves got bash bunnies in them. I got 3 different hacking devices there. It's like the video pin, the video recorder watch with the USB hard drive. But what's the other one, Jason? What's the other hacking device you got there? I've got cufflinks. It's like one's a USB wireless adapter. The other one has the a 2 gig drive with the command and control and drivers for Windows, Mac, and Linux in it. It's like, so I can turn your CEO's desktop or your server into a wireless access router out of your network, which is what we technically call in the business as bad. Also, I love this picture because look at that. It's like when you see in the movies, the assassin, it's like, or the secret agent, they reveal that big wall of all the guns and everything, and then they take the little pistol. And I'm like, because you see all that and you're intimidated, but mother, I don't use half that stuff. It's like there's some of those devices I've never used on again, but it looks cool, don't it? It looks like I know what I'm doing. I got all this. Don't make me use them, right? It's like, so the layer 1 is a passive. It's like where I'm working at the help desk. I'm trying to help you out. I'm trying to work. I'm trying to help you do things. And I'm usually using my clipboard of doom. And I'm using these envelopes, which are really nice because, the envelopes are the most deadliest weapon I've got in my arsenal. Because I just go by one of your cubicles or one of your offices where you're not in there, and it's got your name on it on the door. And I just write your name on the envelope, put a malware USB drive in the envelope, seal the envelope, and leave it on your desk. And then walk away. Who's not going to plug that in with an envelope sealed with their name on it and a USB drive on it? It's like, who's got time to dump them in a parking lot? I'm no Mr. Robot. I don't have time for that. It's like there are some other devices that look really scary, and I've actually used a few of them. And then the OMG layer is just when I'm winging it. It's like I've been a TV producer. It's like I've been all kinds of weird things just to see if I could get away with doing them. I robbed a hotel in the south of France, and that's me actually in the south of France in the crappy hotel that they put me up in because they couldn't afford me for all the nights in the hotel I was robbing. It's not a bad view, though. It's like, and there's a picture of me barefoot in my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle pajama bottoms that I actually used to rob the company in. And I'm usually using just like a USB device or just a pin, something small. So let's just remember, if I do find a way in, and I usually do, it's like, then make sure your employees know how to respond once I'm in there. And now we get to the part where I talk to you about all the defenses and how we can make things better and how we can do things to make things better. But we don't have time for that because I'm running long and I'm a horrible person. So we're going to leave it there. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jason. We will take maybe one question. We are 15 minutes behind, 16 minutes behind the schedule.
And I will definitely be outside for a while so y'all can come up to me afterwards and talk to me because I know that I'm running long and all the other speakers I know are pissed at me, so I'm sorry.
Hi.
Yes.
I have one interesting question. When you were installing some payloads, didn't they have some kind of antivirus?
I'm sorry.
When you were installing payloads, yeah? Didn't they have some kind of antivirus?
Oh, no virus. No, I am not.
Antivirus. Like.
Antivirus. Oh, it doesn't matter if they have antivirus. It's like my thing was like, it was imitating a keyboard. So I was literally running a command like it was the local user, except for the actual keyboard, it was that device. It's like I've got a payload that actually just opens up. It's got a network adapter on it, and it's got a wireless, a USB network adapter, a USB keyboard, drivers and device inside it with a hard drive. And it plugs in, it's called the Bash Bunny, and it just plugs in. And then what it does is it net uses and creates a drive and then FTPs and shares my documents to that drive on its own little internal private network. Those are all internal Windows commands that are totally legal and allowed. There is no payload. There's no need to be a virus. And I'm not trying to do something bad to them. I'm trying to make a teachable moment. It's about education, not exploitation. It's like, so what mine does is it just opens up Notepad and it writes, yeah, this just happened, smiley face. That's it. That's the payload. Because I'm just trying to make them aware that I could have done something bad. I don't want them to worry about if I did or not.
No, thank you.
Thank you, guys. I'll be out there in just a second.
Thank you very much, Jason.